Back when I was park director for 12 years in the city, a job that I truly loved, I would often speak with my assistant at the time, David Murphy, about creating some kind of an organization, whether it be a conservancy, a friends group, that would benefit the long-term programs in our park system. And now as mayor in my 6th year, knowing that this will not last forever, I thought it was time that I pulled the trigger on it, now that I have the ability in the bully pulpit to do so. The reality is, once you take that park away, you don't recreate that. They're not making any more land. And so I think it's so important for this conservancy to take a little bit of a role on as a steward of our park system, so that in the future, should an issue like that come along, or for another reason, perhaps a roadway, etc., we have a group that really stands above the political climate and really will look out and be a steward for the park system.
I'm Bill Geary, a 45-year resident of Quincy and the former commissioner of the Metropolitan District Commission, which was in charge of the Metropolitan Park System. I was delighted to learn that Mayor Koch was establishing a Quincy Parks Conservancy. As commissioner of the MDC, we worked with many organizations. They did help us manage the parks better. Organizations such as the Emerald Necklace Conservancy.
I'm Julie Crockford, president of the Emerald Necklace Conservancy in Boston, Massachusetts. The Emerald Necklace Conservancy was founded in 1998 as the public-private partnership to ensure the future for the Emerald Necklace Parks. They were designed by Frederick Law Olmsted, the father of American landscape architecture. Urban parks are critical today. They were critical in the time that Olmsted designed them because he saw that parks are sort of essential to the way we feel. People at that time who were stuck in factories all day and working very long hours needed a place to literally breathe fresh air and get a respite from their very hard lives. The parks are where we can all get it out and do what we need to do. The sort of free 365-day-a-year health club and spa. Not everyone can join the gym, and there's plenty of opportunity to exercise out in the park.
My name is Eric O'Brien. I am the chairman of M.E. O'Brien & Sons, Incorporated. I am a former chairman of the board of the National Recreation and Park Association. Well, I think the value that you would have with a conservancy is that you've got somebody that is speaking to the government of the municipality as to the value of what exists. I think the other part on a conservancy is that they can go out and raise money. They can do the things that may not be done because the budget is tight and they can't do it this year, or they can't do it next year or whatever. But
I can't stress enough how important the private philanthropy part of this is. People often think when you use the term public-private partnership that it means you're getting public dollars. No, we're adding to what the public can spend.
With the downtown development going on, now's the time to seize this moment, to seize this opportunity when we should be doing this. This is what's going to preserve the character of our city for our children and our grandchildren.
I think I can simply say that if you look at cities and communities that have established conservancies, you'll immediately see the benefit. And there's really no reason not to do it.
Our mutual friend Betty Georgopoulos invited me to come and meet with your wonderful mayor. And frankly, until I got there, I just didn't know how wonderful he was. But we kicked around all the different ways that a conservancy could be formed, but I enjoyed the conversation and it was provocative. And I remember thinking, it would be better if you could start from scratch and have one Parks Conservancy for a city and not have, as Boston has at this point, somewhat competing conservancies, because we're all responsible for our spot of land. So I really encouraged him not only to do it, but to create one. And I have to say, before I left his office, Tom said, "I'm going to do it." I have to say that your mayor's response was absolutely, "I'm going to do it." Would you like me to say that?
That's perfect.
I mean, that was the conversation with the mayor.
My daughter said, "Well, how old is he?" I said, "He's going to be 50." And she says, "I thought he was really 30. I don't know. He might like that.
Yeah. He might.
It's a no-brainer.
Turning 50, it's just another day. When I was a kid, when my father was 50, though he's full of vitality and certainly was in great health, he was old to me. He was an old man. Now my kids, I'm sure, looking at me in the same vein, being 50 years old, being an old man, and I'll tell them what everyone told me when I was a kid, that it happens quickly. It's here before you know it.